Listen, man, it's great to talk to both of you. Because I have 15 minutes, I'm going to throw some curveballs at the beginning because, it's just what I do. So for both of you, you've worked on a ton of stuff. What shot or sequence has been the toughest of your career so far?
Oh shit. I know which one mine was, but I have a feeling I'm gonna have a new answer for you after I finish this Highlander film. Mine was in the original Guardians. We shot this wonder. It was this. I might have talked to you about it. It was this huge fight scene, and James wanted to do it in a wonder, and it was involving probably like 50 people. And it was a big action sequence, and we shot, I think we did 23 takes, and it was just very big and complicated, and with the camera and everybody had to be right on. I think we shot 23 takes, and people were dying. I was dying. I was killing the stunt guy. I was just kicking the shit out of. After the 10th take, he got up slower and slower, and I just felt awful. Wow, but I think we shot it like 23 takes, and they never ended up using it. I think
Nice.
the shot.
Nice. I don't know. For me, man, it was probably The Rundown. I was doubling Sean William Scott, and me and The Rock's double went down this mountain.
Oh, shit.
We drove a Jeep off a cliff and bailed out. Then we went down a mountain and we hit all these things. Then we went over a waterfall, Capenna Falls, and then the Jeep chased us over and hit the water. But we went down that mountain like 13 times because they couldn't get the cable cam to keep up with us. So, yeah, that probably was one of the ones for me. And the Rock's double's name is Tunawai. And, he's, I don't know, he was probably 285 pounds. And I was handcuffed and we're going together. And I kept saying, hey, bro, don't land on me. And he was like, no worries, brother. And his elbow kept landing. His elbows and his knees kept pow, pow. I ended up with a mouthful of Tunawai's knees every take. So that would probably be the hardest one for me.
If I'm not mistaken, you won the Male Stuntman of the Year award in 2004 because of that.
That's right. It was, that's right. The Taurus Award. That's right. That's correct.
Yeah, well, at least you for getting the shit kicked out of you, at least you got an award.
That's right. I was grateful for that, and it was a lot of fun. Like as a younger stuntman, and it was a lot of fun. It was great.
What is the last movie, TV show, or book that you've read that you'd like to recommend?
I thought Adolescence was cool. That TV series Adolescence. I thought that was really good. It's like a oneer, and it was really, really heavy.
That just won the Emmy or Emmys.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was great though, as well.
This ended up being the most complicated question for you, Dave.
Well, I can't remember. I'm trying to think of what I've been watching lately. I haven't read a book in quite a while. I'll admit to that. But I'm trying to think of what I've been watching lately, and nothing's like coming to my head. I'm just jet lagged and old, and I've been hitting.
Sure. Did you end up seeing Superman?
We've been planning to watch that film for the last 4 days, and we've been too tired to actually get to it. I haven't seen it yet.
It's worth your time.
But the new one.
Yeah. I figured, it's real. Yeah, no, it's definitely worth your time.
Okay, cool. No, definitely. We've been planning to watch it now.
Well, good. Let's move on to the next one. What, for both of you, what is your favorite thing to cook for people or friends?
Well, I typically only cook one thing for friends and family. It's chicken adobo. It's JJ's eating his shit.
I love it.
Yeah, but it's because I can cook it in a big pot and I can serve a lot of people, and it's just a traditional Filipino staple. So it's always that's my go-to. That's if you get chicken adobo, I love you.
Love that. Love that. Listen, I'm from Texas, man, and I'm proud of I'm a proud grill man. You put me on the grill, and I can grill up anything. But I like to get a bone-in ribeye and fillet it, like butterfly it. I can tear that up pretty good.
Jumping into why I get to talk to you guys. If Joe Perry from Killer's Game were to fight Jake from Afterburn, who wins? Dave, I guess I'll aim that at you. Between your two characters.
Oh man, don't put me on the spot.
I mean, my thing is like they both kick ass. So it's like who actually wins that one, or is it the movie that I was going off the tangent?
I don't know. Drax.
Good one. Good one.
Okay. So one of the things about this is a project that's actually like Afterburn has been something that people have been working on for many, many years, trying to get it off the ground. So I guess JJ, like what took so long to get this thing made?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. Killer's Game and Afterburn came to me like 12 years ago to be a stunt coordinator. And then they came back around 5 years ago when they needed a second unit director. And just luckily, I got Killer's Game and I got to work with Dave, which was such a hoot. And I'd read Afterburn a couple of times, and Dave was the one who came to me and said, "Hey, man, I got this movie I'm going to do called Afterburn. Have you heard of it?" And I was like, "Sounds familiar." And he said, I'd love it if you would direct it. And that's kind of how it came to me while we were shooting Killer's Game. And wanting to keep the band together and having such a great time working with Dave. And I was like, for me, it was that, getting it that way, going to be a stunt coordinator like 10 years ago, to be maybe a second unit director like 5 years ago, to have it land in my lap with somebody that I was working with, that I was having such a great time, and, a friend. So for me, that's how it landed in my lap, and that's how we did it. And I'm just super grateful it all came together like that.
I was when I kind of give you a little bit of the background to that, is because I had been kind of tracking Killer's Game for years, and it kind of came and went and came and went, and it had gone away, and I hadn't thought about it in forever, and it came back up. And originally I wasn't interested because at the time I just didn't want to do action films. I was trying to steer away from action films. I was really trying to find some good dramatic roles, and then I was asked if I would have a conversation with JJ, and I kind of fell in love with JJ. I don't know, man. We just really clicked, and he said all the right things that kind of made me want to do the film, and I thought it was going to be fun. And when we did it, it was a lot of fun. And I've never, I don't want to make JJ feel uncomfortable, but I've never seen somebody so supportive of a cast and crew. He makes filmmaking fun. I think everybody will agree. You'll hear that story over and over, man. He's just a fun guy to work with. And he's just super supportive and positive, and he's energetic, and he knows, when to drive people, and he knows when to ease up. He has a good gauge for it. And so when Afterburn came around, at the time, I just really didn't want to do action films. But I thought, man, I would do this with JJ. And so I did. I talked to him, and we talked about it, and it was a bumpy road getting there. It wasn't all easy, but we did it. And I'm just, same, we're looking for more stuff to do together because of that relationship.
That's right.
JJ,
Steve, I'm just going to tell you something. If you don't have someone like Dave Bautista in your life, or a Dave Bautista, you're missing out, bro. He's a gem, bro. Like generous, kind, smart, intelligent, talented, all of the best things. And just, like to have a lead actor that's so game and like, just as a friend, it was amazing for me. Those last two movies were the career highlights for me. I'm happy to do these second units, but I'm ready to get the band back together anytime he calls, man.
Yeah, something that people don't realize is that people talk about it, but making a movie, you're spending such long hours together, and if you're working with someone who's an asshole, it makes the entire shoot, just from what I understand, horrific.
Yeah. Absolutely awful.
I mean,
listen, Steve,
life's too short, man. Just at the age and at the point in my life where just life's just too goddamn short. Like I want to work with people I just love and respect, and because I love this business, I love filmmaking. And if people don't want to be there, I don't want to be there with them. I'm happy to be there. It's a love thing for me. I'm passionate about it, and I want to be there, and I want to make the most of it. So I don't want to hear people bitch and complain and moan and groan, about doing something that we're all fortunate enough to be doing and making.
Amen.
Having fun.
Amen, brother. Amen.
That's it for me.
Listen, I feel the same way, and doing what I do, I'm so privileged and lucky, and I try to never complain. But anyway, so one of the things about this film is you do have a lot of action in it, and I know you're making this on a tight schedule and on a tight budget. So talk a little bit about the challenges of trying to do some of these sequences with very little time.
Yeah, because JJ is going to give you a much better answer to this because he's the brains behind it. But I have to say, I've never seen somebody put so much thought into the pre-production. So we're planning, and we can move forward, on a tight, a limited schedule and a limited budget, but he's thought it out enough in the ways that we can get it done, which I know isn't easy. I actually talked to JJ. I was like, man, you got to cool it with this, because if you need 50 days and they tell you only got 30 and he says, okay, I can do it, they're just going to, next time they're going to give him 25 days. If they know he can get it done, and he can get it done, but it takes a lot of pre-planning, and he's just very good with that. He's the man with a plan.
Yeah, no, I'm very blessed. They can call me JJ42 because I've directed 3 movies, and every movie was shot in 42 days with no real second unit. I'm super grateful for the opportunity, but that comes from being a second unit director for a long time, because you have a finite amount of time and a finite budget, but the expectations are always there, and you have to deliver, and you also have to try not to kill somebody at 100 miles an hour with cars blowing up in the middle, when you lock up a city. So when you kind of roll that into first unit, it makes you hyper prepared. And, for me, you surround yourself with very talented actors and thespians, and you create an opportunity for them to succeed, and putting the puzzle together is easy. That's the easy part for me. I know how to move the unit around and be efficient, but also giving everybody the right, budgeting your time correctly, where the actors can give their best performances when, it's a learning curve. And, now after my 3rd film, I think I'm getting better at it. But yeah, if you have, Steve, if you have a job for me that has more than 42 days, bro, I'm your guy. I'll show you something, brother.
Listen, man, from everyone I speak to, just keep saying it's harder and harder to make a movie right now. And it's just, you got it's the nature of the business right now that, anyway, I'm off on a tangent. Dave, I definitely have to ask you an individual question or two, because I am a big fan of Chad Stahelski, and I know you're doing Highlander. So talk a little bit about what is it about that script and that universe that said, oh yes, I need to be a part of this?
Well, man, this goes back a long time, because I've actually been chasing this role I think I probably tweeted about this role and about being the Kurgan more than 10 years ago. I've been chasing this role like I've been chasing the Marcus Phoenix role, just because I always thought I was a huge fan of the original Highlander. I always loved Clancy's Brown performance as the Kurgan. I always wanted to be the Kurgan, and I don't know why. But I thought, there was something magical about that role. He's the villain I love to hate. And I just, same with wrestling. I like being the bad guy. And that was the kind of role that I've been searching for, as far as, like being the bad guy. So when this came about and I started tracking, Chad had it, this is years now, years back when it was still with Lionsgate, because it's been a little bit of a bumpy road for this
Yes.
project as well. But I started tracking it then. And then when I heard that they moved over to Amazon, MGM, right when it was kind of in a flux. And I was working with JJ at the time, and I even asked him, I was like, hey man, can you put in a good word with Chad? And he did. He started calling him, put in a good word for me. Made sure, because Chad came to the Killers Game premiere, and he made sure that I had a moment to meet with Chad and tell him again, how much I was interested in the role. And I did. I just came straight out. I don't play coy. If there's something I want, I aggressively pursue it, and I'm very vocal about it, and I'm not too shy to tell you that I really want something. So he was there, and I just went up to him and said, hey, it's good to see you again, because we met years back. And I said, man, I'm not even going to mess around. I was like, I want this role. Tell me what I got to do to get this role. And I think he was just like, slow your horses, slow your roll. He wasn't there yet. He said he'd let me know he was thinking about it, and still thinking about the casting and everything. And so I thought this is about a month and a half ago now, that I thought the role was gone. I thought had been cast. I thought they moved on without me, and it wasn't going to happen. And out of nowhere, I got a call, and it was a call like, hey, what do you think? You still want the role? I was like, fuck yeah, I want the role. So I'm sending you the script. I'm going to call you tomorrow. We're going to talk about it. He sent me the script. I read it. The next day we talked about it, and I was so blown away by the script, because this is, without saying too much, this is such a great reboot, with still paying tribute and giving a nod to the original, but making it new and fresh and exciting, and also just build universe building. It's just so much bigger than the original. The action is on par with John Wick, and I'm afraid I'm going to say too much, so I don't want to give anything away, or say. But it's I think people are going to be blown away by this, because it's not. It's it's bigger than you'd imagine, and it's new enough not to be. You won't be seeing the same thing. You don't. If you saw the original, you're still not going to know what this story is. It's just different, but still the same. I don't know if that makes sense. It feels like it's in that universe, but it's just something new, and it's different, and it gives us places to go, and it's just bigger. I don't want to say better than the original, because the original is just so special to me, special to a lot of people. But it's bigger, and it's different, and it's special, and it feels like just a newer version of the Highlander. It's just an updated, high-speed version of the Highlander.
Listen, I would keep on asking questions of you guys, but I'm out of time. Dave, I will just say that I hope you're practicing with a sword every day. And
I have been for a month and a half. I've been practicing with this fucking sword.
Good. Honestly, good. You know what I mean? And you have a few more months now with Henry's injury. But anyway, I got to go.
Okay.
So, you guys have a great day, and congrats on the movie. And, thanks. I'll talk to you guys soon.